A winner-take-all Game 3 of the division semifinals between the Trenton Generals and the Quakertown Blazers. Aaron Arnstein alongside Jason O'Connell. Jason, both teams split yesterday. The Gens nearly no hit in Game 1 by star pitcher Joe Valenti, but in Game 2, they came back and won that one 15-7, headlined by an 8-run 6th inning. And now, forced Game 3, they'll be the road team here, but they're playing at their home park, Moody Park.
Yeah, great comeback in that second game yesterday to force a Game 3 here, showing some fight. After getting almost no hit, you might not have the great largest amount of confidence in your team, but great job staying lively and getting that, putting up a 15 spot in that second game, and see if they can carry the bats over into this game here to advance into the division finals.
And on the mound for the Blazers, left-hander Jake Reese. And he's faced the Gens numerous times this year at Moody Park. Last time, coming in his last outing on Tuesday, pitched 1 inning, gave up 2 earned runs and 3 hits, started the game for the Blazers, and struck out 1 along with 1 walk in that 6-0 defeat to Trenton here at the same field. And on the mound for the Gens is Devin Sweeney, but a little more about Reese. He's excelled all season long, and under 2 ERA, was roughed up again a little bit in that Tuesday start, but coming into that one, he had not allowed more than 1 earned run in each of his other 7 appearances. He started 7 games, and he's been rolling all season long, but the Gens put a halt to that last on Tuesday.
Yeah, this great season got him to the All-Star game and has a 158 ERA at the end of the regular season. But yeah, in that last game, he's probably only going to go 1 inning anyway, but giving up 2 runs in that inning and 3 hits got a little roughed up by the Gens. They'll look to continue to get to him here and get out early in this first inning, get an early lead.
And the Gens have a number of other pitchers available. John Neal, who has a 0 ERA in 3 games for the Quakertown Blazers. Malachi Duca as well is available. Shane Ostrowski and David Linsalata, the 4 available for the Blazers, but their starting staff has been excellent all year long. The lowest ERA in all of the ACBL. One of the stars of the Gens facing off against one of the stars in Reese for the Quakertown Blazers. Scotty Young will lead things off for Trenton. Young coming off a big Game 2 yesterday. Stands in, and we are underway at 12:01. On a nice day, about 84 degrees and 85 degrees and sunny here at Moody Park, for a winner-take-all matchup between the Blazers and the Gens. Pitch in there for a strike, and the count 1-1.
Yeah, Scotty had a pretty good second game in that doubleheader, but so far in the postseason, 2 for 12, so not the start he's wanted. Looking to help out here for the Gens, get him some runs.
Pitch outside and 2-1. Scotty on the year we've talked about leads the team in multiple categories, whether it's runs, doubles, home runs, hit by pitches even. Time called, 2-1. His first multi-hit game in 2 weeks in Game 2 yesterday, where he went 2 for 5, 4 runs, an RBI, and a walk. And the pitch inside, and it's 3-1. It's been a wild summer for Scotty, and at a 3-1. That one's grounded over the shortstop, and the throw down the first in time. Now Chris Reeder comes to the plate.
Chris Reeder with a big game yesterday in that second game with 3 RBIs. So part of the team, part of that side that jump started that 8th inning, or I'm sorry, 6th inning. Just overall great performance on the day.
As you mentioned, Reeder has been hot as of late. Had that 9-game hitting streak coming into the opening game of the playoffs on Friday. Then got right back into it yesterday with that 2 for 4 game in Game 2. And over his last 12 games, he's hitting .429 with 10 RBIs. Look to stay hot today against the left-hander Reese. And the 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Reeder from Allentown, New Jersey, played on the state championship Allentown Legion team a number of years ago, and also last year was a coach. That one's inside, now 3-1. And Jason, you look at the 1, 2, 3 guys in this lineup for the Gens. They've all been hot as of recently. Obviously, Scotty Young, arguably the best hitter on this team, and then Reeder and Maddie Wright on deck have been doing just as well at the plate as of late.
Yeah, definitely the life of this offense, and you really gotta expect them to hit or two a game, bring in runs, and expect them to produce for your team. And they still got some guys that can still hit even below them, just have been cold recently, like Trevor Kalinsky and Aiden McNelly.
And the 3-2 lined into left for a base hit, and Chris Reeder stays hot. A 1-out single will bring up the also hot hitting Maddie Wright.
Yeah, Reeder's streaks continue with that single there. He's just hitting it where the defenders are not at. So great job in the month of July, and looking to continue that here today.
And right now leads the team with his 370 average, getting on base at a 429 clip. Also second on the team in hits, and the pitch catches a strike zone for strike one.
3 RBIs in 3 games in these postseason for Matty Wright. So looking to add here and continue to help out this Gens offense in a much needed game 3.
And the 0-1 outside in the dirt, 1-1. And Wright, a huge game 2 yesterday. Went 4 for 5, 2 runs, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. He has hits in 7 of his last 8, and he's 16 for his last 25 with 5 multi-hit efforts during that span. Whose hits have come in bunches over the past few weeks. Pitch outside, now 2-1. And the Gens already making left-hander Jake Reese work just as they did on Tuesday in the Gens' 6-0 one-hit effort over the Blazers. And the 2-1 from the lefty. Up high and 3-1. And Wright is a baseball nut on the field, but off the field, not much of an MLB fan. He said once his English teacher back in high school asked the class, what team does Ted Williams play for? No one knew the answer. He went to Maddie expecting Maddie Wright to know the answer, and Wright said, I don't know. So not much of a MLB fan, but he's excelled on the field this year, and he draws a walk. So 2 on and 1 out for the cleanup hitter, Trevor Kalinsky.
Yeah, you see that sometimes even from professional sports players in NBA, NFL, MLB. They just don't really follow sports up until they get to the league, and even then, they might only pay attention to their team. So, like, very interesting to see. I see those players that don't have a whole lot of knowledge of the professional game.
And Trevor Kalinsky coming off an RBI, 1 RBI, 1 run performance in game 2. Started game 1, then said he was benched at the end of the game. But he's a crazy story how he ended up playing in the ACBL. Originally nailed an internship with Viking Yacht Company down near about 30 miles north of Atlantic City. The first pitch. Outside 1-0. And his dad, Bob, was pushing him to play summer ball. He originally was not lined up to play summer ball, was just going to go for the internship. He's a naval architecture and marine engineering major. He said it has to do a lot with math and science, 2 things I'm not very good at. And with the help of his dad, when Rutgers came to town in Michigan, they helped him land a spot with the ACBL. The Rutgers coaches hooked Mike Olshan up with Trevor Kalinsky, or told Trevor about our GM Mike Olshan for the Gens, and just like that, Trevor is now here playing in the ACBL, and he's the All-Star MVP back in Quakertown. That one's sprayed into left, Fajoni under it, can't find it, and that drops into fair territory for a base hit. Now rounding third is Reeder, he will score, and the Gens strike first. A lucky double for an RBI double for Trevor Kalinsky. Maddie Wright moves to third, and the Sun playing in the Gens' favor here on the top of the first. 1-0 they lead.
Yeah, very lucky play there as Fajoni had a hard time feeling that, and very sunny day, especially with that sun directly above us right now. Hard to see when you're looking straight up. in the sky.
Jason Wolf at the plate. The Gens strike first. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Wolf coming off a nice 2-for-5 day with a double and an RBI in game 2. Hitting .259 with 11 RBIs on the season. And the 0-1 from Reese. Sprayed foul and count now 0-2. Jake Reese stands in at 6'3", 210 on the mound from Alvernia University. Had a ERA north of 5 there in the spring. That one swung on and missed for strike 3, and the inning ends with 2 on, but not before an RBI double from Trevor Kolinsky, aided by the sun out in left field. The Gens lead 1-0 as we get to the bottom half of the first. You're watching Trenton Generals Baseball on NJ College Baseball Nation. And we welcome you back here to the home half of the first inning with the Blazers trailing 1-0. Pitcher on the mound for the Gens, right-hander Devin Sweeney. Left-hander Devin Sweeney, excuse me, from RCGC, transferred from Delaware in the middle of his freshman year. 1-1 with a 6.18 ERA, 6 games over 4 starts. And just like Reese, Jason, the last outing he had was against the Blazers, or was on this field on Tuesday against the Blazers. He finished the game, went the 9th inning, struck out 1, and allowed no hits. RJ Huth at the plate. First pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, RJ Huth moving up in his lineup with a recent hot streak. Normally, I've seen him in the lower half, mostly in the actual bottom third. Now he's leading off here, so coach likes what he's seen from him recently.
And Huth lines one into left field for a base hit to get things started for the Blazers here in the bottom half of the first. Riley Davis at the plate, who struggled as of late, coming off a nice day yesterday. 3 for 7, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 RBIs. Overall, last time we saw him play, last time the Kings played him, is average was around 300. It's dropped all the way to 257.
Yeah, rough streak so far at the end of July for Riley Davis, but a good bounce back yesterday in those 2 games with the 4 RBIs, as you mentioned.
And the pitch in there for a strike, and the count now 1-1. Davis, the Lehigh product, he'll be a junior in the fall. Hit just under 300 there. Now the runner Huth going to second, throw down the second, and the tag applied as Huth is caught stealing. A nice play there from Kolinski to the shortstop, DeClerico, for out number 1.
Yeah, great job of racing that hit, a leadoff hit by R.J. Huth and getting the first out. I don't have to worry about a runner. Can pitch from the lineup, but it looks like Sweeney does like to pitch from the stretch either way.
So the left-hander on top of the hill for the 1-1. A looping off-speed pitch up high in the count 2-1. And that is a big out for the Gens, erasing a runner on the base paths, especially with the Blazers lineup like this one. Pitch is fouled back in the count 2-2. Of course, Owen Petrich, arguably the best player in the ACBL this season, leads the ACBL in a number of categories, as we've said numerous times before. Anchors this lineup, is on deck, and then you got Zach Kowalczyk, one of the better hitters in this league as well, hitting cleanup. So a big out for the Gens on the base pass, and the pitch inside, and the count moves to full. Davis originally went to UNC Wilmington and transferred to Lehigh after his freshman year. The pitch up high, and a walk worked by Davis, making that caught stealing even more important for the Gens to get.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that caught stealing, as you mentioned, runners would be on first and second now with no outs. And as mentioned, one of the best hitters in the league coming up right now could have been a great chance of driving a run with a run on second. Now just Davis on first.
Now Petrich up at the plate, and the pitch off speed way up, and the count 1-0.
Still got to keep an eye on Davis, though, with 12 stolen bases on the year. Definitely has some wheels over there at first base.
Petrich had his 22-game hit streak snapped a week ago from today. And his 36-game on-base streak was snapped Tuesday against the Gens. He had reached base every game besides opening day up until that point. And he leads all of the ACBL with 14 home runs. That is 8 more than second place. Can you believe that? More than double second place. He is just on a different level at the plate this season. And the 1-1 from the left-hander. Catches the outside part of the plate, and the count 1-2.
Yeah, Sweeney can strike him out here. That'd be huge for him, allowing getting the second out and retiring the best hitter in the league this season. Definitely could be a big factor in this game right here with a runner on and Riley Davis.
And the 1-2 popped foul down the first base side. The count remains 1-2. Petrich has the franchise record with 13 home runs, surpassing ex-Yankee Pat Kelly, who had 11 back in 1987, and that was with the aluminum bat, which is easier to hit. So it makes it all the more impressive that Petrich has the home run record. The pitch inside, 2-2. Petrich, coming off a subpar day for his standards, 1 for 4 with an RBI, a walk, and a stolen base in Game 2. Had a solo shot in Game 1, and route to the 7-0 victory, where Joe Valenti nearly hit the Gens. That one's lifted into left field, going over as Fagioni makes the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, great job in that bat. Started to lose him a little and brought the count back to even. Great job letting him get under it in that pitch and preventing a hit from getting across and hitting the ball into Wolf's glove.
Excuse me, that was Wolf who made the catch. Just looking on the wrong side of the scorecard. And the fielding alignment for the Blazers from left to right in the outfield. For the Gens, I should say Wolf, Young, and Wright. And then left to right in the infield, Wires, DeClerico, Hernandez, Kolinski, and Reeder behind the plate. Kowalczyk batting in the cleanup spot. Throw back to first. Kowalczyk out of Sacred Heart University. He's a team captain back in high school, and the pitch inside, 2-0. Kowalczyk had his 25-game on-base streak snapped on Sunday. Currently, he's reached in 28 of the past 29 contests for the Blazers. And the 2-1. Grounded at the third base side, but foul, and the count now 2-1.
Yeah, Kovalchuk, a very dangerous hitter, almost as dangerous as Petrich, but not quite. Kovalchuk with a 327 average and had a 7 RBI game on July 5th against the Metro, so definitely could put up runs when needed.
Kovalchuk, top 10 in the ACBL in doubles, average hits, and RBIs. That one's fouled off the chest protector of Reeder, and the count moves to 2-2. Dom Proieto, the two-way star on deck in the DH spot today. And throw back to first. The Huth reached on a single, then was caught stealing. Davis walked. Petrich flew out to left. Now the cleanup hitter, Kovalchuk, at the plate. The pitch outside, now the throw down the second, and the speedy Davis steals second. And the runner in scoring position with 2 outs here for the Blazers in the bottom half of the first.
Yeah, Davis definitely one of the faster runners in this league, so no surprise there that he tried to steal. Now has a chance to score with Kovalchuk, the cleanup hitter, in this full count.
Big pitch coming for the left-hander. 3-2 count. 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. And the pitch, the runner goes inside corner, ring him up. And just like that, Devin Sweeney gets out of the jam. We head to the top half of the second inning. The Gens lead 1-0. You're watching ACBL playoff action on NJ College Baseball Nation.
One.
And we welcome you back here to ACBL playoff action between the Blazers and the Gens. Jake Reese back on the mound and McNelly at the plate. Grounds one the third. Throw down the first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out here to start the top half of the second.
And it could be a bounce back inning here for Reese after giving up a single and double the last inning for a run. A quick out here on track for a better inning than that first one.
Now Drew Wires at the plate. Hitting just over 200 on the year, but has an over 400 on base percentage. He's first on the team in walks. Also tied for first in hit by pitches. Pitches outside, the count 1-0. And Wires talked about earlier this week how the pressure's on the Blazers. They're the number 1 seed. They've been in first place in the Wolf Division all season long, and the Gens are just playing with house money. And they certainly are giving it to the Blazers early on here in Game 3, and of course, handed it to them yesterday in Game 2 with that 15-7 victory. And the 1-1. Catches the inside part of the plate, and the count now 1-2.
Yeah, when you don't have a lot of expectations, it's sometimes easier to play. Not as much stress on your team, unlike the Blazers, where everyone's expecting to win. So very high expectations for them in this game.
And the off-speed pitch outside 2-2. And Wires has known all-star and teammate Ryan Dromboski since Dromboski was about 7 years old, and this is their potentially, Ryan said, their last chance to play together, and it's been so great, the two of them playing together, lifelong friends. Now that one's bounced over to the shortstop Zestawicki. Quick hands throws the first in time. Broken bat ground out, and it sounded like a broken bat ground out. I guess not. Ground out for out number 2.
Yeah, sure did sound like it. Definitely heard a loud crack that sound like Reese really fooled Wires there, but on that throw, on that bat, sorry, when he saw the bat throw from Hernandez, looked like it was still intact.
Second baseman Jared Hernandez stands in at the plate. Puerto Rico native. First pitch inside 1-0. Coming off a poor day at the plate yesterday, went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Combined games 1 and 2. Hitting .258 on the season. And the 1-0 misses outside 2-0. Fielding alignment for the Blazers from left to right in the outfield: Fajoni, Huth, Kovalchik. In the infield, Petrich, Zestawicki, Davis, Hertzler, and Carter Jagiela behind the plate. Reese's pitch catches the strike zone. The count now 2-1. Hernandez play that Cherry Hill West. That pitch floats in there for a strike, and the count now 2-1. 2-2, excuse me. 2-2, 2 outs here in the top of the second. The pitch softly grounded to the second baseman Davis. Fields throws in time for out number 3 in a 1-2-3 inning for the left-hander Reese. We head to the bottom half of the second inning. You're watching Trenton Generals baseball on NJ College Baseball Nation. We head to the bottom half of the second inning. Two-way star Dom Proieto at the plate, and this bottom half of the second inning is brought to you by Roher and Vale Real Estate. Roher and Vale Real Estate is a proud sponsor of ACBL Baseball, your South Jersey source for real estate. Go to rohervale.com or call Chapman Vale at 856-571-5336. Aaron Arnstein alongside Jason O'Connell here in the bottom half of the second inning. Game 3 of the division semifinal between the number 1 seed Blazers and number 4 seed Gens. Trevor Kalinsky with an RBI double to lead things off in the top half of the first for the Gens, our only score so far. And the 1-0, that one's lined into the glove of a diving Wires, gets up, throws, and the throw's offline. And Proieto reaches base to start things off here in the home half of the second.
Yeah, great diving attempt there from Wires. Just Little too much, not enough time to get the throw over and a controlled throw at least. So almost a very great play there from him.
So Prado on first, Zestawicki at the plate. The pitch inside, and the count 1-0. Zestawicki struggled this season, hitting just over 200, 11 RBIs over 21 games. And the 1-0. Line down the third base side, but foul. Prado's reaching base will be ruled a hit. So a leadoff single for the second consecutive inning for Quakertown. Throw back to first, high throw, but Kolinsky saves it from getting into foul territory.
Very great job tracking the ball down over at first base on that throw from Wise earlier, and now the throw from Sweeney.
That one is blooped right over the head of a jumping second baseman Hernandez and into right field. Runners on first and second now for the catcher Carter Jaggiella. And this is the Gens offense that has been hot all season long. We're seeing it once again. The first two runners reached in the home half of the first. Now the same happens in the bottom half of the second. Jaggiella hitting .283, 8 RBIs. Typically hitting around the middle of the order all season long. Shows bunt pulls back and the pitch inside 1-0.
It could be a good idea to bunt here, get those two runners in scoring position early, and give them a chance to bring this lead, get them the lead at 2-1.
And another two-way star, Cole Hertzler on deck for Quakertown. Prado with a big lead, the pitch outside and high, and the count 2-0. Jason, what does the left-hander Sweeney have to do right now to just settle down? As now a mound visit between Reeder and Sweeney. What does he have to do to settle down and try to get an out here?
Hasn't been doing too much wrong. Not a lot of strong contact besides that hit from Prorieto with a stop by Wires, but that bloop single there, another bloop single start the game. So just really has to keep doing what he's doing and have some more and allow these pitchers to try to swing and miss at these balls that he's throwing on the edge of the strike zone.
Jaggiella coming off a nice game one and that 7-0 win over the Gens yesterday. Went 2 for 4 with a run. Added an RBI as well. He's been struggling as of late. His previous 3 games played did not record a hit. And 2 of the 3 before that, not a hit either. A few guys in this lineup whose bats have cooled down just a little bit. Prado's over at second, Zestawicki at first. A big spot for the left-hander Sweeney. And the 2-0. The bunt laid down and past the glove of the pitcher Sweeney, and everybody is safe. A great bunt by the catcher Jaggiella. He was looking to advance the runners, and he advances to first himself. And a huge opportunity here for the first baseman Hertzler, Jason. The base is loaded with no outs.
Yeah, it's a great situation to bunt and really just looking to move the runners as you saw, but ball just got right past Sweeney and Kolinsky was not in to try to help him out there as he was trying to cover first. So just a very unlucky play there from Sweeney to load the bases.
And Cole Hertzler, we talked about a few of these hitters struggling in the lineup. He's 2 for his last 16, 3 for his last 23. His average has dropped all the way down to 266. This could be a big pick-me-up for him right here with the bases loaded and no outs, down 1-0. And RCGC product fires and misses outside 2-0. Sweeney, not known to walk too many batters. In 16 innings, he's allowed 7 walks, and compared to a lot of the guys you've seen this year on the mound, that's not too bad. And the 2-0. Taking outside is Hertzler, and the count now 3-0. And you got to imagine, Jason, Hertzler's going to have the red light.
Yeah, definitely with no outs here and bases loaded. ball's right over the plate, you're going to want to drive it here.
He does take in there for a strike, and the count now 3-1. Hertzler attends Liberty, coming off the season where he hit just under 200, only played in 6 games for the Flames. And a high chop over the shortstop to Clerico, flips to second for one, on to first. In time, a run does score, but a huge 2 outs for Sweeney.
Yeah, nice double play there on the high hop to the Clerico, getting 2 outs on the double play. Runner at third still, and it's probably ball game, but that's a very great outcome in that bat for Sweeney.
Now Tommy Fagioni at the plate. Fagioni hitting .262 on the season, 26 games played for the Blazers. A pitch taken for a strike, the count 0-1. Now over at third is Zestowicki. 2 down for the Blazers. 1 run on 4 hits now for Quakertown. The breaking ball misses outside, 1-1. So 3 straight singles and the double play. 6-4-3 variety. Brings us to 2 outs with the runner on third here in the second. And the pitch grounded to third. Wires has it. Makes the throw in time. And Sweeney gets out of the inning with only 1 run allowed. The bases were loaded, no outs. And we are tied at 1 as we head to the top of the third. Both teams catching a few breaks so far. You're watching Trenton Generals Baseball on NJ College Baseball Nation. And we welcome you back here to the top half of the third inning with the Gens and Blazers all tied up at 1. This top half of the third inning is brought to you by the Rural Financial Group. The Rural Financial Group is a major sponsor of Trenton Generals Baseball. Located in Princeton, the Rural Financial Group is an office of the Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company. Call 609-951-8700 to set up a meeting with the representative today. So Jake DeClerico up to bat for the Gens. Jake is a pretty wild story, was in the MCBL for most of this season, was named the All-Star MVP there, hit over 350, and got a call from, or talked to GM Mike Olshin, and now playing for the Gens. He's played just over 9 games for the team, or played 9 games for the team, and, he was just happy to be surrounded by the D1 guys in the dugout, taking pictures with a few of the guys on Friday's game, as that one's lifted into left. Under it is Fagioni, makes the catch for out number 1. So got in contact with Olsh. Olsh asked him to join the team. He said his jaw dropped. He did not expect our general manager to ask him to join the team. He did, and he's been producing 6 for 7 in the 2 games yesterday. So another great story in Scotty Young. He was slated to play in Alaska for a summer ball. and he went to Cal State Northridge. That one swung on and missed. After his freshman year, he transferred to a community college, Saddleback Community College, or excuse me,
Santa Ana.
Santa Ana Community College. Played limited time there, and now will be at Rowan College this season in the fall. But came down here, talked about a little bit a few days ago. Expecting to be in the ACBL, ended up being a beer league team. Stayed for the ACBL showcase, which our general manager Mike Olshan put on. That one's lined into right for a base hit. And Olshan asked him to join the team. He did, and the rest has been history. Leads the team in numerous offensive categories, and he's a star in the field, a star on the base path, and of course a star at the plate.
Yeah, good for him to get on there. Slow start to his postseason. Help his confidence, especially if he can maybe get a stolen base here and allow Reeder, give him an opportunity to score him, bring Sky Young home.
We all know what Scotty Young can do on the base pass. Always a threat, even standing in at 6'6". Reeder at the plate. The pitch outside, singled in his first at-bat. Hitting nearly 500 over the last 2 weeks. Also playing a demanding catcher position at times. The Gens, we remember, the middle of the season really struggled to get on base, struggled to find the groove at the plate, and they've really picked things up in the last 2 weeks or so at a 5-game win streak. There goes the speedy Young. The throw down the second, the pitch outside, and he is out. Scotty Young caught stealing, and a great throw by the catcher Jagiella. The tag applied by Davis for out number 2.
You don't see that often from Young. You don't really see him getting caught stealing on the base pass, but as you mentioned, nice throw there from Jagiella. Great pop and nice arm strength to get the ball down there to second.
Young with double-digit steals for this Gens team. That one's lined right up the middle for a base hit, and Reeder is 2 for 2 with a single, and the caught stealing proving even more costly now. Instead of runners on first and second for the Gens, runner on first with 2 outs.
Yeah, that cartoon could really hurt them here. Could have a chance right here to take the lead again, but not with that second base empty after the caught stealing, as you mentioned.
Now Matty Wright at the plate, rising freshman at Stony Brook. Okay, he's recorded a hit in 7 of his last 8 games. Walked in his first plate appearance. It was thrown out at third in the first inning. And now the 1-0 from Reese. In there for a strike, and the count 1-1. Wright raked at Somerville High School this past spring, hitting just under 500, 19 RBIs, 10 steals as well. Reeder on first, 2 outs. Pitch in there for a strike, the count now 1-1. Each team with 1 run on 4 hits. Each catcher has caught a base runner stealing once as well. That one is softly hit over the second baseman. Davis throws in time for the out. And after 2.5, it is tied up at 1 here in the best of 3 division series. Winner take all. Winner advancing to the division championship. You're watching Trenton Generals baseball on NJ College Baseball Nation. And the left-hander Devin Sweeney back on the hill for his third inning of action here in Game 3 of the division series between the Gens and the Blazers. This bottom half of the third inning is brought to you by Team Toyota. Team Toyota of Langhorne and Princeton have kept us on the road for decades with impeccable sales and customer service. Call 609-745-6394 in Princeton or 215-791-8831 in Langhorne for more. ACBL Baseball brought to you by Team Toyota. Be a part of the team. RJ Huth now stands in from the left side, leading things off. The leadoff batter singled and was caught stealing back in the first. Both leadoff hitters have now been caught stealing. Young for the Gens and Huth for the Blazers. Lefties 1-0, up high. The count 2-0. Huth hitting .231 on the season, 34 games. It's 34 games, second on the team, only behind Owen Petrich, who has played all 40 games up until this point. Huth watches for a strike and the count 2-1. You know, one of the big things about summer ball is availability issues. You've seen that with the Kings all season long, the South Jersey Kings, who are playing tonight at 6 p.m. in their winner-take-all game to go to the division's finals. That one's in the dirt, and the count 3-1. So for Owen Petrich to be available every single game for his team, that's just something we don't see here in the ACBL.
Yeah, it's really a rare sight that play 100% of the games, but that's part of the reason why he's a front runner for the MVP spot of the league. It's allowed him to boost his stats, but that 356 average doesn't come just from playing every game. It's just overall a great hitter.
Count now moves to 3-2. Both innings, Sweeney has allowed the leadoff man to reach, trying to avoid that fate for a third consecutive inning. The 3-2. Swung on and fouled down the left field side. Count remains full. Riley Davis on deck. He walked in his first at-bat, first plate appearance, and then stole second. Huth will be a junior at Chestnut Hill College in the fall. That one swung on and missed. One down here in the home half of the third. 2 strikeouts on the day for the left-hander.
Yeah, great job by Sweeney for getting that first out, something he couldn't do in the first 2 innings, still lead off hitter. And that proved costly in the previous inning as he gave up the run on that leadoff hitter and Don Prieto that came around and scored.
Davis cut on and missed for strike one. As I talked about in his first at-bat, had a nice season at Lehigh, hitting just under 300. Was the team's primary shortstop. Lifts that one into right field. Coming in and making the catch is the right fielder right for out number 2.
Number 21.
Owen Petrich now at the plate. Petrich in Game 2 yesterday also broke the wooden bat record for RBIs for the Blazers. That one's in the dirt. That was previously held by Vin DeFazio, who set the record 2005, made it all the way to AAA. Record was 42. Petrich now with 43 RBIs on the season. Leads all of the ACBL. And the 1-0 to the Udell product. Missing high in the count 2-0. Jason, I think we have to start calling this guy Mr. Record Breaker. Number of records he's shattered now for the Blazers.
Yeah, definitely great hitter for this team, and showing by all the records that he's breaking, as you mentioned, creating history for this season for himself.
And the off-speed pitch inside the count 3-0. And They will walk him, not even throw that fourth pitch. I guess from the Gen standpoint, better to not throw a pitch than sit fastball and hit one out into left field and hit a home run. So the man who's third in the ACBL in walks adds another one to his tally. A 2-out walk for Petrich. Now Kowalczyk at the plate. Struck out looking in his first at bat. Kowalczyk an on-base machine as well. And the 1-0. Misses up in the count 2-0. Six of the 9 hitters have already reached for the Blazers here in the third inning. Pitch moves outside. It's 3-0. Now 7 straight balls from the left-hander Sweeney. Jason, he's got to get his control back.
Yeah, looked to do well in that first 2 outs of this inning with a strikeout and a fly out to right field. Struggling to get this last out here with Petrich and now Kowalczyk.
Kowalczyk takes a strike. Not only is Kowalczyk a star on the baseball field, also on the basketball court. He was a 4-year member of the varsity basketball team back in high school. Also a 2-year member of the varsity football team. So one of those coveted 3-sport athletes, Kowalczyk. Fouls one back in the count. Now 3-2. So Sweeney battles back in the at-bat. And a big pitch coming. Full count, 2 outs. Petrich over at first. And the 3-2 from the left-hander. Moves high and a walk worked by Kowalczyk. Runners on first and second with a DH Proieto.
Yeah, 2 walks in a row is not good for Sweeney. Looked like he was going to bounce back after giving up a run in that second, but struggling here to get the third out against the middle of these Blazers lineup.
And Proieto cuts down product into Norristown High School. Stands in at 6'3", 235. And Proieto hitting just over 270 on the year with a homer and 12 RBIs, made the All-Star team for the Blazers. Also on the pitching side, he's shined as well. Has 1 complete game on the year. He's made 5 starts, 2.25 ERA. Just under 30 innings pitched for the Blazers. Pitch outside, 1-0. 2 strikeouts and 3 walks for the left-hander Sweeney today. Big opportunity for the Blazers. Tied at 1. That one's waved at and missed. Proieto frustrated with himself on the count 1-1. Jason, what does Sweeney have to do here to get Proieto to hit into an out?
Really have to move that ball closer to the edges of the strike zone. As we saw, walk 2 batters in a row. Can't leave one over the plate, but if you can work those edges, they get Proieto looking or swinging and missing on some balls that might not be too hittable, would be great for him to strike him out here.
The pitch misses high, and the count now 2-1. And the 2-1. Popped up, and the Clerico has trouble seeing it. Makes the catch on the edge of the outfield grass out and left, and the Blazers once again threaten, but do not score. They leave 2 on, and we head to the top half of the 4th inning. You're watching Trenton Generals playoff baseball here on NJ College Baseball Nation.
You're watching ACBL playoff baseball here at Game 3 of the semifinal division series between Trenton Generals and the Quakertown Blazers as the score is tied at 1-1. Our game today is brought to you by Northfield Bank, a full-service community bank with 38 branches serving Metro New York and New Jersey. Northfield Bank strives each day to uphold its mission to be the financial institution of choice to individuals and businesses by delivering innovative financial products and exceptional customer service. For more information, visit your local branch or call 833-301 NFPK. And both pitchers got themselves in some sticky situations in the first 3 innings, but have been able to work out of it most of the time. But both giving up 1 run here so far through 3 innings. Jake Reese stays on the mound, and Trevor Kalinsky in the bat now. Foul tips one there.
That was a big hit for Kolinsky back in the first inning. He's been struggling at the plate a bit with a huge RBI double to put his team ahead.
0-1. Missed the strikes on his time. Count is now 1-1 to Kalinsky. Kalinsky is a rising sophomore at University of Michigan. Not much action in his freshman year, just 4 at-bats. Ball catches the top outside edge of the strike zone. Count is now at 2-2. Kalinsky 3 for 25 in July, so not best second month of the season for him. Got to a hot start when he joined the league. That's cooled down a lot. So that ball is fouled off. Counts now 2-2.
Hey, Kolinsky's dad made the trip all the way from Zeeland, Michigan, a 10-hour drive, he said, to watch his son play during the All-Star week.
And a swing miss there as Kalinsky was early on that pitch on the off speed. First out of this top of the fourth.
That was a nasty off-speed pitch. Lefty Reese good at changing speeds, changing the eye level for the hitter Kolinsky, making the first baseman look foolish at the plate.
Jason Wolf in the bat now, just a strikeout on the day, 0 for 1. She fouls out, pitch out of play. Wolf 4 for 12 in the postseason so far with 3 RBIs. Really contributed to that game yesterday with the RBI. So that ball is fouled out of play, or fouled in the foul territory. Counts now 0-2. Reese steps back on the rubber for the 0-2 pitch. Off-speed pitch that misses off the plate. Count is now 1-2 to Wolf. Wolf going to be a senior at Kutztown in the fall. Ball off the plate. Counts now 2-2. Met up with his Kutztown teammate Don Prorietto for the game. Talking it over how their summer has been. Hits softly. Weird bounce there over Petrich, still able to make the play and throw over to first base for the first out. Sorry, the second out. That ball took a moody hop, almost breaking Petrich's ankles, but able to recollect himself after the bounce, making the throw over to Hertzler at first.
That is so impressive by Petrich. We've seen everything he's done with the bat this season, but especially for a fielder who's not used to playing here, and as you called it, patented moody hop, for him to make that play in a strong throw over the third, he's just every game he impresses us one way or another. Whether it's in the field at the plate, he can really do it all.
Aiden McNally into bat now, grounded out in his first at bat. First pitch to strike that ball in the dirt. So the count is now 1-1. Only one hit over the 3 playoff games so far for McNally. RBI to go with that. He hits one hard in the shallow right field. Unable to make the play is Kovacek, as that's going to be a single for McNally.
It's been so great to see these Gens bats really come to life the past few weeks, especially today. Now 5 hits on the day. 4 of those being singles, but just up and down the lineup, the contributions that they're getting from these hitters has been great.
True wires in the bat now, ground out in the second inning. Part of that 1-2-3 inning by Reese. The ball catches the zone. Count is now 0-1. Reese looking at McNally at first in the pitch. Foul tip. Wires is early on that, but count is now 0-2. Two strike count now with 2 outs for Wires, with McNally on first base. Pitch from Reese. Swing a miss there to end the inning on the strikeout from Wires. 2 strikeouts that inning for Reese as he leaves a runner on. It's a single. We'll be heading to the bottom of the 5th as the Quakertown Blazers will look to take this lead here on NJ College Baseball Nation. Welcome back to Moody Park. You're watching NJ College Baseball Nation as heading into the bottom of the 4th. Trenton Generals are tied with the Quakertown Blazers 1-1. Gens games are brought to you by your local Applebee's Bar and Grill locations in Mercer and Bucks County at 3330 US Highway 1 Lawrenceville, 333 Route 33 in Hamilton, and 2 West Road in Newtown, Pennsylvania. Applebee's is proud to sponsor Gens Baseball. Staying in the game is Devin Sweeney, done pretty well so far. 4 hits and a run given up. He's gotten himself into some tough situations for him with leaving but left runners on both of those situations in the second and third. Run was given up in the second though. So nonetheless, great job under pressure here from Sweeney. Ball is up in that zone as Sean Sestawicki steps into the bat now in the bottom of the 4th. Count now 1-0 to him. That pitch catches his zone this time. Counts now 1-1. Sestawicki, a rising sophomore at Westchester University. Freshman year, hit 259 and 143 at bats. Cuts the inside edge this time. Counts now 1-2. Sestawicki.
And Jason, if Sweeney can work a quick inning here, this would be a big inning pitching wise for the Gents to pick up. They do have a handful of relievers available, but if Sweeney can work this 4th inning, get out of it unscathed, that would be big for a few fresh arms in the bullpen. Already have one guy warming up down there.
Ball is fouled towards basketball courts. Count is now 2-2 to Sestawicki. That's popped up towards Jared Hernandez. He gets under it at the outside edge of the infield for the first out.
And Sweeney has done a decent job pitching the contact today. We saw 2 strikeouts and he's given up a few walks as well, but he's induced a few groundouts, a few flyouts as well.
Cardi Jagiella in the bat now. Singled in the second inning. Get on base for the Blazers here. Check swing there. It doesn't go, and the ball in the dirt. Counts now 1-0.
Jagiella had that greatly placed bunt down the first base side. It reached on the bunt, advanced the two runners second and third respectively back in the second inning.
1-0 pitch. Up. Counts now 2-0 to Jagiella.
Jason, it's always nice to see some small ball. All the hitters nowadays trying to hit home runs or seemingly or at bat ends in a walk or a strikeout. Nice to see someone lay down a bunt every now and then.
Misses again. Count is now 3-0. Yeah, that bunt allowed Prorietta to move up to third, and the next batter Hertzer ground to a double play, but scored Prorietta from third, so big bunt there from Jagiella. Now reaches on the 4-pitch walk from Sweeney.
And Sweeney's had a little trouble keeping the ball down in the zone today. That certainly doesn't help with Cole Hertzler at the plate. He's a dangerous number 8 hitter. He may be struggling, but one swing of the bat could change all of that. And looks like Sweeney's day is done.
It is indeed, as he's heading to the dugout. We'll see who comes in for the Gens in relief to try to close out this fourth. We'll be right back here on NJ College Baseball Nation. Welcome back for ACBL playoff baseball between the Trenton Generals and the Quakertown Blazers. New pitcher in the game for the Generals as Trevor Coburn comes in to relieve Devin Sweeney. Sweeney a 3.3 in the third innings pitch, 2 strikeouts, 4 walks, 4 hits. I'm looking to see how many runs will be on this line after this inning's over. So Jagiella on first after the walk from him is responsible for Sweeney's line. Trevor Coburn in the pitch now. Rising sophomore at Siena. Coburn has a 3.91 ERA and 20.2 innings pitched for the Generals this year. Cole Hertzer in the bat now for the Blazers.
Jason, it should be interesting with Coburn's last outing coming against the Blazers on Tuesday. Pitched that 8th inning at 2 strikeouts. See how he attacks these hitters after he's faced them already this week.
Hertzer over with the RBI on the day despite grounding into a double play in the second inning. The one run that came across the Blazers. Throw by Coburn. Safe is Jagiella. Very close play there. Counts 1-0. Pitch. Catches zone. Count is now 1-1. 'Throw over again from Coburn. Jagiello's in there safely. 1-1 pitch. Catch inside edge of the zone. Count is now 1-2 to Hertzler.
And Tyler comes from or Trevor, excuse me, comes from a family of athletes. His brother Tyler is a professional hockey player for the Atlanta Gladiators in the ECHL.
1-2 pitch. Hit softly to wires. Gets it on the hop. Throw over to Hernandez. Hernandez unable to make the scoop. Likely an E4 there. So get error at third baseman wires actually. E5. Pitch runners on first and second now for the Blazers with 1 out. 9-spot hitter Tom Fagioni coming in the bat now. Tom Fagioni with a ground out already today. A good chance for him here to bring in Jagiella. The ball misses the top edge of the zone. Counts now 1-0. One 0 pitch from Coburn. Off the plate. Trying to fool him there with some movement. Counts now 2-0 to Fagioni.
And this is a big at bat for the right-hander Coburn. 2 on, 1 out. Blazers have had runners on base all afternoon long, but only 1 run to show for it.
Coburn turned back to second. Jagiella in there without a throw. As Coburn steps back onto the rubber for the 2-0 count. Pitch up again out of zone. Count is now 3-0. Coburn in danger of walking the bases loaded. Three 0. Catches inside edge, bringing the count to 3-1 now. Coburn gets set. And 3-1. Hit hard over the head of DeClerco. Coming around to score is Jagiello. That's deep in the left center gap. Going to around third is Hertz. He's going to come around and score 2 on an RBI, 2-run RBI double from Tom Fagioni. Very clutch hitting there from him, making the score 3-1. Blazers up.
Well, it was just a matter of time before the Blazers broke through. They had at least 2 base runners each of the first 4 innings, and the big swing from Fagioni extends, now puts the Blazers ahead 3-1. And if you're Devin Sweeney, now Trevor Coburn, you were just playing with fire, allowing that many runners to reach throughout the first 4 innings. Something was going to happen at the plate for the Blazers, and something did with the big swing of Tommy Fagioni.
Lead off, or top of the order in now, and RJ Huth. Devin Sweeney will end with 2 runs on a day, 2 being earned. So that third run is under Coburn's line. Actually, would be an unearned run as there was an error. Oh, no, it's definitely still earned run as he reached first despite the error. 2 runs, 2 earned for Sweeney. Actually, 1 run earned for Sweeney. Yeah, 1 run earned for Sweeney as that error was made at second. Would have been an 8 there, but since it was an error, the run is unearned. Now 3-0 count to Huth. Coburn looking to avoid giving Huth a free base at first.
Just overall. Oh wait, yeah, gave him two. Right, yeah, two.
Catches the outside edge for a strike. Counts now 3-1 to Huth. Joni on second in the 3-1 pitch. Hit, pass to Clerico, and Fajoni's going to hold up at third as Wolf was playing in a little. Runners on the corners now for the Blazers, and 1 out.
Well, now it gets to the meat of the order for the Blazers. Davis, Petrich, Kovalchuk, Proieto. And if you're Coburn right now, gotta get an out from Davis because it does not get any easier. The next 3 guys following him.
He was struggling at the end. So there goes Huth. He's in there safely. Fajoni looked like he was going to go to home, but gets back to third. Stolen base there for Huth. Davis struggling to end the regular season, but he's come alive here in the playoffs. 3 for 7 coming in today with 4 RBIs, and now 2 singles on the day. This game 3. 1-0 count now to Davis after that throwdown. Great chance from here with 2 runners in scoring position to bring the lead to 4. 3-1. That's hit hard to Matty Wright at right field. Tagging up is for Joni. Not cut off. A slow throw over to Reader as Fajoni does score on the sacrifice fly.
Number 21, third baseman.
Coburn will take that out, but it comes at the expense of a run crossing the plate for the Blazers, and now with the 4-1 advantage, and especially with the solid pitching that the Blazers have, this is going to be a tough mountain to climb for the Gens if they want to get back in this one. And here we go, another walk to Petrich, this time all 4 pitches, Jason, being intentional.
Yeah, definitely an all right decision to make there with a runner on second. Want to avoid damage, but still, Kovacek's still a great hitter. Not as great as Petrich this season, but still would rather face Kovacek than Petrich with 2 outs here. It's popped up in the foul territory, chasing is Kalinsky, and that is out of play. Count now 0-1. Coburn returns to the mound for the 0-1 pitch. The pitch from Coburn. Kovacek is early on that swing. Count is now 0-2. Coburn looking for a strikeout here to end the inning. The 0-2 pitch. The dirt, nice block there from Reader, keeping the runners from advancing. Count now 1-2.
Coburn's got to get Kovalchik to either hit into an out or swing into an out, strike out. Because with Proieto on deck, the line just keeps on moving. 4-1. The runners on first and second. He's in trouble.
Swing and miss there from Kovalchuk for the third out. 2 runners left on, but Tom Fagioni brings across 2 with an RBI double, 2-run double, and Riley Davis brings home 1 more with a sacrifice fly. We'll be right back here for the top of the 5th as the Trenton Generals look to answer on NJ College Baseball Nation. You're watching NJ College Baseball Nation as the Quakertown Blazers lead 4-1 over the Trenton Generals. Just a long toss away from Moody Park at 200 Ewingville Road, King's Pizzarama is proud to sponsor the Player Game Award for each Gens games this season. Great slices, sandwiches, and pies, they'll even deliver to the field at Moody Park. Jake Reese staying in the game, and Jared Hernandez at the plate. Now a 1-0 count. 1-1 after that strike. Hernandez flew out to left field in his first at bats, but it came in the third. Fouled off there. Count is now 1-2 Hernandez. Besides that run given up in the first on the double by Kalinsky, Reese has pitched very well. The 1-2-3 inning in the second, working out of a jam in the third after 2 singles, and 3 outs facing 4 batters in the last inning in the fourth. Now looking for a strikeout here on Hernandez to start this 5th. Hit softly over to Davis at second. The throw is made over to Hertzler for the first out.
Number 2, shortstop, Jake DeClerico.
Jake DeClerico in the bat now in the 9th spot. Sorry, he flew out to left field in the third inning. Hernandez grounded out to second, just like he did there in the second inning. The ball is off the plate. Count is now 1-0 to DeClerico.
And for all you basketball fans out there, Bill Russell just passed away at the age of 88. So may an NBA great rest in peace. But back to baseball. This is a big inning for the Gens. You got DeClerico, who's batting ninth, but he's been hot. We said 6 for 7 yesterday in the first 2 games of this division series. And then obviously red hot Scotty Young on deck.
Chopped up the middle to Zestawicki, makes the grab at second base and throws over to first for the second out. 2 quick outs for Reese again.
And DeClerico, he's been hot lately, so that would have been a big runner to have on base if they could get the speedy DeClerico on with the top of your order after that. But now Scotty Young hitting with 2 outs, no one on base. Not where you were looking for if you're Trenton.
Pitch from Reese. This is inside. Counts now 1-0 to Young. Young 1 for 2 on a day. with a single, was caught stealing in that third and where he got the single. Misses inside again. Count is now 2-0.
Scotty, great friends with teammate Jack Frankovic. Knew each other from both living in Southern California. Met at the age of 9. Played the travel ball together until 11.
Lined up the middle for a single by Young. 2 out hit there. As Chris Reeder will come to bat now.
That's what I was talking about. Scotty Young with the single. If DeClerco was on base, potentially moving to third, but instead now just a 2-out single with no one else on.
Reeder talking over with Coach Coryell. Set bat here.
And you look at the Blazers road record standing at 15-5-1. They've lost their last 3 on the road, but before that they were unbeaten in 9 straight on the road. And on the other side, the Gens, who are the road team but are playing at their home field, have won 7 consecutive games at home.
Scotty Young at first now after that single. Chris Reeder, 2 singles on the day. One in the first, one in the third. Takes a ball low there. Count is now 1-0 to Reeder.
And the 1-3 hitters for the Gens have been hitting so well recently. This could be a big inning for them.
Catches the lower edge of the plate. Reeder does not like it. Count is now 1-1. Coryell doesn't like it either. He's looking over at Young. The pitch. Throw down from Jagiello after the strike. Young is in there safely at first. Count now 1-2 to Reeder. Reeder 16 for 39 since July 14th. Great last 2 weeks of this month from him. Popped up. Shallow right field, giving chase is Kovalchik. He gets under it for the last out. Runner left on first after a Scotty Young single. And no runs come across as Trenton is unable to answer at the bottom of the fourth from the Blazers. We'll be right back here as the Blazers come up to bat in the bottom of the fifth on NJ College Baseball Nation. You're watching NJ College Baseball Nation as we're here covering the ACBL semifinal Wolf Division in the game 3 between Trenton Generals and Quakertown Blazers as Blazers lead 4-1. Generals Baseball is brought to you by Team Toyota. Team Toyota of Langhorne and Princeton have kept us on the road for decades with impeccable sales and customer service. Call 609-745-6394 in Princeton or 215-791-8831 in Langhorne for more. Team Toyota, be a part of the team. Coburn's remain in the game, looking to get his first full inning of work here. It's in the bat now, Dom Prorieto. 2 for 1, or 1 for 2 today, I'm sorry, with a single in the second. The pitch from Coburn. Catches the strike zone, count is now 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Misses this time. Count now 1-1 to Prorieto. Coburn in his freshman year at Siena had a 7.62 average in 26 innings. So has improved in this ACBL season, but struggling here today. Try to clean up Sweeney's mess in that fourth. Was not able to. There's 3 runs scored in that fourth inning. The 1-2 count now. Off the plate. Count now 2-2 to Prorieto.
You look at the score, 4-1, but the Blazers have left 6 runners on. The Gens are, luckily it hasn't been worse. But the Gens have held their own offensively despite the 1 run, 6 hits on the board, number of runners left on base as well.
The 2-2. Up now zone. Count now 3-2. Coburn in danger of losing Prorieto here after going up in a count 1-2. Payoff pitch from Coburn. Chopped foul into the home dugout. Count remains at 3-2 to Prorieto. Coburn gets set. Another 3-2 pitch. Hit softly to wires at third. Makes the grab and the throw over to Kalinsky for the out. First out of this inning.
That's a big first out. Every inning, the first few, every inning, Blazers have had at least 2 runners on, so they get that leadoff man out. That's big for the right-hander. And now with the bottom of the order coming up, a chance for a potential 1-2-3 inning for Coburn.
Sean Zestawicki in the bat now. Lined up the middle for a single. Right past Coburn.
Well, that was erased on 1 pitch. This offense is relentless, Jason.
Running our first now for Carter Jagiella. Reach base both times today with a single and a walk. Came around to score on that walk in the fourth.
Every runner has reached base for the Blazers. And we're only in the 5th inning. Something that we've said many times before. No holes up and down this lineup.
It's first pitch strike for this at bat from Coburn. Jagiella, rising freshman, going to St. Joseph's. A 265 on the ACBL season and 49 at bats. The 0-1 pitch. Throw down from Reeder after the strike. Zestawicki's in there safely. Now 0-2 count to Jagiella.
That was a nice play by the first baseman Kalinsky. We've seen a lot of a lot of him in the outfield this season, but playing first base today. Nice play to avoid that ball getting into foul territory.
The 0-2 from Coburn. Misses, count now 1-2. Throw over to Zestawicki again. In there safely. Count now 1-2 still. 1-2 for Coburn. Zestawicki's off. Hit a run there as that's hit up the gap past Clerico. Zestawicki's going to move up to third. Perfectly executed hit and run on that play from the Blazers.
And when the runner gets on for this Blazers team, if you're an opponent, you kind of just hold your breath because every single inning they make something happen on the base pass at the plate, and they gave Sweeney a whole lot of trouble, now giving Coburn a lot of trouble as well. It's been no easy inning for the Gens pitchers.
Cole Hertzler in the bat now. Reached on a error earlier in the game. Also has an RBI already on a ground out. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Count now 1-0. With runners on the corners. Zestawicki at third. Jagiello at first. 1-0 pitch. Pitch with some movement that misses. Strikes out. Count now 2-0 to Hertzler. Going to add another RBI to this day. Pitch from Coburn. Off the plate. Count now 3-0. Hertzler looking for a walk here to load the bases. Tom Fagioni, who's on deck, already has 2 RBIs on the day. 3-0. A 4-pitch walk there from Coburn. Bases now loaded for Fagioni. With only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, walks haven't really been a problem for Coburn this season, but today the Blazers just working good at bats, reaching base in a variety of ways, whether it's a single, a walk, a double, and really making the Gens pitchers pay for their mistakes.
Off the play again. Reeder blocks it, bounces to the right, but not far enough to allow runners to advance. Count now 1-0.
Reeder's having a nice day behind the plate in terms of catcher's blocks. MLB great Ray Fosse, may he rest in peace, former Indians and Oakland Athletics catcher, used to mark down catcher's blocks. The former catcher himself used to mark down catcher's blocks in the scorebook. I don't know anyone else who does that, but Ray was one of a kind.
2-0 count now. Corio coming to the mound to talk it over with his pitcher Coburn.
And just
Looking at the bullpen, Gens do have arm warming up right now. Doesn't look like he's coming in though yet. So stick with Coburn for now.
I would assume that's Jake Potts, as they have Potts and Reimerman available, both right-handers. Reimerman did pitch yesterday. Went only about an inning. But Jake Potts, who is an under 3 ERA for this team, has been excellent all season long, certainly be the number 1 choice. And just a few scoreboard update around the league. So the Gens and Kings play in the other division semifinal tonight at 6 p.m. The winner will play the winner of this division semifinal game. And in the other 2 division semifinals, the Nassau Collegians and New York Phenoms in the Kaiser division, that game was postponed after originally supposed to be played at 11 a.m. today. And the Long Island Beach Neptunes will take on the Whitecaps over at 3 o'clock That's SUNY Maritime.
I believe Phenoms actually swept the series.
Oh, really?
That might be why it's postponed on the website.
Oh, well, you may be right, Jason.
Yeah,
I'm gonna assume you're right.
I believe they advanced to the Kaiser Division Finals. But Whitecaps and Neptunes did split the series, I believe, and are now in Game 3 later today. 3-0 count now to Fajoni.
You're correct. Phenoms swept the Collegians.
4-pitch walk as that runner comes home there. Score now 5-1 after that walk by Coburn. Plays is up. Now at the top of the order, not getting any easier for Coburn. So looks like that'll actually be the end of his day. It's another mound meeting. Coach Coryell, as she said, returning back to the mound. It looks like it is the end of the day for Coburn. Likely Jake Potts coming in. We'll be right back here on NJ College Baseball Nation and let you know if it is indeed Jake Potts. Welcome back here. You're watching NJ College Baseball Nation. As coming in for the Gents to pitch is Jake Potts. Trevor Coburn only able to go 2/3 inning with a strikeout, 3 walks, and 4 hits. Still waiting on the final run line, as all the runners on the bases are under Coburn's line if they do score. Looking at Potts, the 2.02 ERA and 13.1 innings pitch. That catches it inside edge of the plate. Counts now 0-1. In the bat now, RJ Huth in the top of the order. Already has 2 singles on a day. A stolen base, going 2 for 3. The 0-1. Big swing and miss there from Huth. Now down 0-2 quickly to Potts.
Yeah, Jason, we were talking off the air. I commented, I'm surprised they didn't bring Potts in straight out of the bullpen after Sweeney. Potts has excelled all season long. It's been up and down for Coburn. But, you'd rather bring your best guy out of the pen out with the game tied at 1 than bring him in when the game is slipping away 5-1 the Blazers lead.
I
So
could
an
see
interesting decision there.
could see why you'd want to leave him till later in the game, and the situations earlier, similar to earlier, just later in the game. But when it is a close game and at risk of giving up runs, you want to bring in your best pitcher. Chopped over the wires, unable to make the grab. That stays fair. And looks like that will be an error. So we got an E5, still an RBI though. It's
Number 29.
still an RBI. With that run coming across, makes the score 6-1. Blazers leading. And now Riley Davis for the Blazers. RBI today. Overall 0 for 1 with a walk. The RBI came on a sac fly, hit up the middle. Hernandez able to toss it to Clerico at second. And the throw over to first as he's in there safe is Davis. Run comes across, just 1 out at the second on the fielder's choice.
That was a great play between Hernandez and DeClerico. The spinning play by Hernandez flips to DeClerico, just not in time to get the speedy Davis.
7-1 game now with the runners on the corners and 2 outs. His own Petridge steps into the batter's box now. Ball right down the middle. The Petridge count is now 0-1. Check swing there. He did go. Now down 0-2 after that ball was in the dirt. Petridge 0 for 1 on a day, but with 2 intentional walks. So the generals understand he should be a hitter to be feared when he's in that batter's box. 0-2. Strikeout looking to end inning, but 3 runs come across on a walk, an error, and a fielder's choice. Score now 7-1. Blazers up as the Generals will look to answer in the top of the 6th here on NJ College Baseball Nation. Welcome back here on NJ College Baseball Nation as we're heading to the top of the 6th. Jake Reese still on the mound. Matty right in the bat now, taking the first pitch for a strike. ACBL Baseball is brought to you by Wildflowers Inn. With its great upscale menu, Wildflowers Inn on the Pennington Circle, 2572 Pennington Road, also has a 20% discount for players in uniform. That's right. Blue Sand, the right field for a single. Upscale dine in a great atmosphere. Pre-game, post-game, anytime. Check out Wildflowers Inn. So lead-off single from Matty Wright to start off the 6th. And Trevor Kalinsky in the bat now.
Yeah. I have 7.
Let's see, with an RBI double in the first inning, the only run to score for the Generals in this game so far. The ball is hit out of play, count now 1-1. Blazers putting up 3 runs, 2 innings in a row in the bottom of the 4th and the 5th. 1-1 pitch from Reese. Kalinsky early on that swing and miss, count now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Catches top of the zone for a strikeout looking, and that's the first out of this top of the 6th. It's Kalinsky's second strikeout in a row. And Jason Wolf coming to bat now. Jason Wolf has reached base in 8 of the last 9 games, has not done it here today, though. If he hits that past Riley Davis, then he gets on base now to make that 9 of 10 games where he's reached base. Runners on first and second now with 1 out.
It's great to see that the offense has really been putting together an overall great day. They only have 1 run, but 8 hits to show for it. At some point they have to break through. Obviously, tall task to come down 6 down to the Blazers, but they're getting runners on. They've left 1 on base 4 of the 5 innings, and now 2 runners on with 1 out here at the middle of your order. Big chance for Aiden McNelly.
Hey, McNelly 1 for 2 on a day with a single. 1-0 after he took a ball up. And dirt now count now 2-0. Matty Ray at second, Jason Wolf at first. Now a hitter's count for McNelly. Good chance to cut into the 6-run lead by the Blazers. The 2-0 pitch. Up and out of zone again. Count now 3-0. 3 straight pitches. Reese looking back to right at second, and now the pitch in the strike zone, making the count 3-1. McNelly in another hitter's count. And the 3-1 to McNelly. Low in dirt, and that's a walk on 5 pitches. Loading the bases for Drew Wires, who steps to the plate. There's Jeff Evans coming out now to talk it over with Reese. Arm in the bullpen right now for the Blazers. Let's see if he'll come in. Really the only real trouble that Reese has gotten into in this game. Did have the base, did allow a run in the first after a single, walk, and a double. But through second and 5th inning, hasn't had to face any controversy in this game. Right here has ducks on the pond as Drew Wires comes to the bat now. Will remain in the game, Will Reese.
And when you have a 6-run cushion, I don't blame head coach Jeff Evans for keeping a starter out there. If you give up 1 or 2 runs, not a huge deal, but once it gets closer, definitely don't want to leave Reese in for too much longer.
Just a 1 out in this top of the 6th on the strikeout looking from Kalinsky. That's hit softly down left field line. That'll go foul. Count now 1-0 to Wires. Sorry, 0-1 to Wires. Wires, a product from Northern Burlington, hitting .617 in his senior year. 47 at bats. 0-1. Curveball that catches the top of the zone. Now quickly down 0-2 is the Wires.
The Gens can get 2 or 3 back here. They're right back in this one. A big swing here.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss there from Wires for a strikeout. Second of the inning from Reese. Now Hernandez steps into the batter's box with 2 outs, but the bases are loaded. Actually, Nick Ferry coming in to replace Hernandez. Pitch hitting. Nick Ferry had a little bit of a hot streak in the last few games and in the playing game against the Matrix. But in total in the postseason, it's 2 for 10, the RBI. So that hot streak was short-lived for Ferry, but looking to come in big here for the Gents. Bases loaded in 2 outs. Wright at third, Wolf at second, and McNelly at first. The pitch from Reese. Fouled off the catcher Jagiella for the first strike. Count now 0-1. Reese gets his sign for the 0-1 pitch. Looping off-speed pitch that nearly hits Ferry but comes across and just misses strike zone. Count now 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Reese. Another off speed that catches the top of the zone this time. Count now 1-2 to Ferry. Looking to avoid leaving the bases loaded here in the top of the 6th. 1-2. Catches the outside edge and 2 strikeouts in a row from Jake Reese to leave the bases loaded. 6 innings with only 1 run across for the Generals. We're right back here for the bottom of 6 as the Blazers look to add to their 6-run lead on NJ College Baseball Nation. Welcome back to Moody Park. We're heading to the bottom of the sixth, and the Quakertown Blazers lead 7-1 over the Trenton Generals. Roher and Vale Real Estate is a proud sponsor of ACBL Baseball, your South Jersey source for real estate. RoherVale.com. That's RoHRVAIL.com. Or call Chapman Vale at 856-571-5336. Jake Potts staying in the game after getting the last two outs that last inning. And Zach Kovalchuk coming to bat now. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Count now 1-0. Fouls that one back. Bringing the count to 1-1. Kovalchuk 0 for 2 on a day with 2 strikeouts and a walk. Looking to avoid the golden sombrero here. Pops that back and out of play. Count now 1-2. A 1-2 pitch from Potts. Bounce. Foul off the dirt. Potts sporting the stirrups, but has pants that are covered just above the ankles. The 1-2 pitch. Big swing and miss there from Kovalchuk for the first out of this bottom of the sixth inning.
It's a big out for Potts. Obviously coming in a big situation in the fifth, but now a fresh start here in the sixth. Middle of the order for the Blazers. Another tough hitter in Proieto.
Proieto batting now. 1 for 3 on the day with a single. Fouls that one back, bringing the count to 0-1. As we mentioned, Proieto, the two-way star, having 6 strikeouts in 4 games pitching this year. And in July, 16 for 47 at the plate. Takes that pitch for a ball, count now 1-1. And also leads the team in strikeouts pitching wise. It's great at both sides of the field. Chop to DeClerco. Makes a throw over to Kalinske for the second out. Coming back now, John Zestawicki. 2 singles on the day, going 2 for 3. Potts looking for a 1-2-3 inning, which the Generals have not done yet in this game.
And last time I said that, the very next pitch, Zestawicki singled off the middle. He's having a nice day, 2 for 3.
That ball gets past Reader, bringing the count to 1-0 now to Zestawicki. The 1-0. Catches the plate, lower edge down the middle, count now 1-1. In the dirt again, count now 2-1 to Zestawicki. Some clouds overhead, but according to the weather folk, forecast no chance of rain. So there still is some sun peeking through as well. 2-1 count now. Potts is from the windup. Another ball in the dirt, count now 3-1. Zestawicki. Jagiella in the on-deck circle. Fouled off the away dugout. Count now full to Zestawicki.
You look at the bottom of this order, the 6 through 9 guys have all reached base at least twice today.
So ball gets past Brian Leary, actually, who replaced Hernandez at second for a single. And the Gens miss another 1-2-3 inning again.
As I say that, third single of the day for Zestawicki. Struggled all season long, but having a big day this afternoon.
So Ferry came in to pitch hit for Hernandez. I believe he did not come into the field. On defense, he did not. So Leary coming in as a defensive sub. Big swing miss there from Jagiella. Ready to count to 0-1.
Number 12, catcher Carter Jagiella.
Jagiella reached base 3 times today with 2 hits and a walk. Count out 0-1 to him, though. Looks there as strike count now 0-2 quickly to Jagiella. Lots of steps off the mound. Not getting the signs he wants. Looking to recycle them. He gets set for the 0-2. Swing and miss there for Jagiella to end the inning. 2 strikeouts in that inning from Potts as he leaves a runner on first. We'll head to the top of the 7th where the Generals will look to cut into this lead as they're running out of chances here in the game 3 of the semifinal round. We'll be right back here on NJ College Baseball Nation. Welcome back here to Moody Park as the Quakertown Blazers still lead the Trenton Generals 7-1 heading into the top of the 7th. Our game today is brought to you by Northfield Bank, a full-service community bank with 38 branches serving Metro New York and New Jersey. Northfield Bank strives each day to uphold its mission to be the financial institution of choice to individuals and businesses by delivering innovative financial products and exceptional customer service. For more information, visit your local branch or call 833-301-NFBK. New pitcher in the game for the Blazers, Malachi Duca, replacing Jake Reese. Reese's final line: 6 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 8 hits, and 1 run being earned. In the bat now, Jake DeClerca to lead off this top of the 7th. Takes a pitch inside that almost hits him. Count now 1-0. Looking at Duca, going to be a sophomore at Lebanon Valley in his freshman year. Had 11 earned runs in 17 innings pitched. The ball is inside. Count now 2-0 to DeClerca.
Yeah, Jason, he struggled in 2022. Shifting over to the summer season here, an ERA just south of 7. He's pitched in just over 9 innings. He does have a save, but he struggled all season long for the Blazers, and the big chance here for the Gens.
2-1 count now. Blazers must be feeling pretty confident in their lead right now. In the elimination game, putting in a pitcher that has struggled like Duca. Count now 2-1 though. 3-1. With Duca, it's a common theme we've seen through ACBL pitchers. High strikeout rates, but still giving up a lot of runs. 17 strikeouts, 9.1 innings pitched.
And a lot of walks.
He had 12 to go with that in his ACBL season. That's 3-1 pitch. Up and out of zone. Takerko's going to hustle down to first, looking to round second. Stays there at first on the walk. Top of the order now in and Scotty Young. 2 hits on the day on 2 singles. Caught stealing in the top of the third. Oh, and in the dirt to Young for the first ball. Sky Young, third on team in RBIs, second on team in average. Leads team in extra base hits and runs. So we mentioned all season, the most productive hitter probably for this Gens team. That ball catches the zone. Count now 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Fouled back by Young. Now down 1-2. With no outs here and a runner on first. Duca gets set for the 1-2. And the pitch. Lined over Petrick's head for a single. Declerc will remain at second.
And
First 2 runners on in this top of the 7th for the Kings.
Right now, it just seems like a game of missed opportunities at the plate for the Gens. You look at this: 2 hits in the first, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, and now 2 runners on here in the 7th, along with 7 runners left on base. And they only have 1 run to show for it. 1 run on 9 hits. You got to do better than that if you're Gens offense. You have to drive runners in, which they have not been able to do all day long.
Yeah, tough job converting this game on good chances. That's something you got to do, especially in an elimination game. Chris Reeder in the bat now, looking to add some runs as Declerc goes off to third, throw down from Jagiella, and he is tagged out. Caught stealing is Declerc. Sky Young did not move up to second, remains at first. Now 1 out for the Blazers.
And that's a head scratcher. Not sure why you're stealing. No outs, starting a rally, and you break for third. That's certainly a head scratching play.
Yeah, especially down 6 runs. That run moving up to third doesn't increase your likelihood of winning that much. That's ball catches zone, and now quickly down 0-2 is Chris Reeder. Tuca looking for a strikeout here on Reeder. The pitch popped and shallow into the edge of the outfield. Count score 2 outs now here.
Number 26, right fielder, Matty Wright.
Matty Wright into bat now with 2 outs. Scotty Young on first base still. Matty Wright 1 for 2 today with a walk and a single. This was a ground out. The ball misses. Count now 1-0 to Wright. Looked like it was going to be a golden chance for the Generals to score with a leadoff walk and a single to start this inning off, but then the Clerical caught stealing, trying to steal third, and a pop up there by Reeder quickly changed hope in this game for the Generals. Count now 1-1 to Wright. One 1 pitch. Swing missed there by Wright. Count now 1-2.
Is Scotty with RCGC or Rowan? What? Is he going to Rowan College or RCGC, Scotty? RCGC. Okay, thank you. Not be a first. Got it.
1-2 count now to Wright. This is up outside zone. Does Duca count now 2-2? Two count now to Wright. Popped out of play by Wright. Count remains even at 2 with 2 outs. As you mentioned, Wright going to be a freshman at Stony Brook in the fall. That's Somerville, hit 459, 61 at bats. It's a great senior year for him. Shows why he made it to such a great program like Stony Brook. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back on the check swing by Wright. And Wright leading this team in average coming into the day with the qualified hitters. Duca gets set for another 2-2. The pitch, Young off, chopped over to Petrich. That's no throw made. Oh, Sky Young caught off the bag at second. Now he's in a pickle right here. Sky Young looking to go third, cuts back to second, and he's tagged out in the pickle. Base running mistake there from Young, something you don't usually see. So it looked like it was going to be a check swing hit for Wright, but as the third out of the inning on that tag out, would go into the bottom of the 7th here on NJ College Baseball Nation. Welcome back to Union Field as Quakertown Blazers lead 7-1 over the Trenton Generals, heading into the bottom of the 7th.
Oh, yeah.
The Rule Financial Group is a major sponsor of Trenton Generals baseball. Located in Princeton, the Rural Financial Group is the office of the Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company. Call 609-951-8700 and set up a meeting with a representative today. Cole Hertzler in the bat now as Jake Potts remains on the mound. Hertzler takes the first pitch for a ball. And on the day, Hertzler 0 for 2 with a walk, but has an RBI on a ground out double. Fouls that one off. Count now 1-1. One one. Catches lower edge zone. Count now 1-2 to Hertzler. Strikeout swinging there on the ball in the dirt from Hertzler. First out of this bottom of the seventh.
That's 4 strikeouts now for Potts, and he's come in and he's done his job. And that's what I was saying. He's a reliable pitcher.
So that's hit over the wires, throw over to Kalinsky at first for the second out.
He's a reliable pitcher. Gets out of the jam, allows 1 run to score in that 5th on an E5. But besides that, he's retired 6 of the last 7 batters.
RJ Huth in the bat now. After that, ground out by Fagioni. Checks out his pitch there, but does not go. Count now 1-0. Off the plate now 2-0 to Huth. Two 0 pitch. Catches lower edge of zone. Count out 2-1 to Huth. Huth 2 for 5 today with a single, 2 singles, and an RBI. 2-1. In the dirt, count now 3-1 to Huth. It's a 3-1. Swing and miss there from Huth. Now at a 3-2 count. Pitch from Potts. Fouled back by Huth. Huth steps back into the batter's box for the full count. With 2 outs here. Chopped softly over the wire. It's going to be a difficult play. Barehands it. Throw over to Kalinsky, unable to make the out. So it's going to be a very difficult play to make. Looks like it'll be an infield single. And again, Jen's unable to get a 1-2-3 inning. 0 for 7 on the day on those attempts. Riley Davis in the bat now. Davis 2 RBIs on the day, but has only reached base once in the first inning on a walk. It's popped up to right center field, and Sky Young's under it for the second out. No runs come across. Sorry, the third out. No runs come across after that fly out. I'll be handing the play-by-play duties off to Aaron Arnstein for the last 2 innings of this game. And I'm Jason O'Connell for NJ College Baseball Nation.
Jeff Saviter. Moving over to left is Artegu. Leading off for the Generals. Number 1, first baseman, Trevor Kalinsky.
And we welcome you back here to NJ College Baseball Nation. Trevor Kalinsky leads things off, and the new pitcher on the hill for the Blazers. That one's grounded over the second. Davis has it. Throws to first in time for out number 1. Shane Ostrowski, the new pitcher,
Number 31.
as Kalinsky rounds out. Jason Wolf at the plate. Ostrowski on the season. He's pitched only in one game for the team, went 5 innings, 2 strikeouts back on the 26th here at Moody Park in the 6-0 loss to the Gens. A rising senior at Alvernia University. Jason Wolf at the plate. He's 1 for 3 today with a single back in the 6th. Jason, the big story today, the Gens and Blazers have the same amount of hits at 10, but the run total is the big difference. 7 for the Blazers, only 1 for Trenton. Now the pitch nubbed over down the third base side. Backhanding is Petrich. Throws to first. A long throw and a great stretch by the first baseman, Hertzler, for out number 2.
Yeah, great play there on both ends of the diamond. Nice hard throw that came flying across the diamond by Petrich. As you mentioned, nice stretch by Hertzler to crowd in for the second out.
Now McNelly stands in at the plate, 1 for 2 today with a walk and a single. Fouls one back and the count 0-1. The All-Star is hitting just under 300, and a sliding, diving play by the second baseman, Davis, and the stretch in time. A fielding clinic by the Blazers here in the top of the 8th. And we head to the home half of the 8th. The Blazers shining both in the field and at the plate. They lead 7-1, and they're 6 outs away from a berth in the division title game. You're watching NJ College Baseball Nation. And we welcome you back here to NJ College Baseball Nation. The Quakertown Blazers 6 outs away from a berth in the division final between either the South Jersey Kings or the Bergen Metros. That game will be played at Overpeck Park tonight at 6 p.m. Owen Petrich will lead things off. Jake Potts back on the hill for his third inning of action. He's retired 7 of the last 9 batters, but able to strike out Petrich in his last at-bat. Petrich on the day, 2 intentional walks, a strikeout, and a fly out to left. The third baseman was the hero earlier this week exactly a week from today in a huge 2-run walk-off home run. Lift his team over the Pilots 7-6 in the doubleheader, and the 0-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2.
Yeah, he's really been neutralized today, but that's because of 2 intentional walks. So that is one way to do it. Still going to allow him on base, but definitely takes the bat out of his hand.
That one's chopped over the third, charging his wires, throws in time for out number 1. Petrich had that huge hit streak snapped on July 24th. Doesn't look like he'll have a hit today either, but again, as you mentioned, Jason, 2 intentional walks. Not too bad in itself. Kowalczyk, he's had a tough day, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Kowalczyk from Archbald, Pennsylvania. Takes a strike. The vice president of the National Honor Society, so he excels on the baseball diamond and in the classroom. The 0-1 from Potts. That one's lined over the head of wires into left field for a base hit. So Kowalczyk is on, and Blazers extend their streak to 8 consecutive innings with at least 1 hit. 11 overall on the day. Tom Proieto at the plate. 1 for 4 on the day with a single back in the second. It's grounded out twice. Grounded over to the shortstop. Clerico throws to second for 1 on to first. First baseman Mikulinski could not hold on. They get the lead runner. Proieto safe over at first on the fielder's choice. Sean Zestowicki now at the plate. He's having a great day. 3 for 4 with 3 singles. And again, coming into this game, Zestowicki was only hitting .211. 15 hits in 21 games. Upping that average in a big way today. 3 base hits. 7 runs on 11 hits for the home side Blazers. 1 run on 10 hits and 2 errors for the Gens. A game of missed opportunities for Trenton. And the 1-0 from the left-hander outside, by the right-hander, outside. Count now 2-0. Now hitting in the 9 spot is center fielder Jeff Sabater, replacing Tommy Fagioni. And the 2-0 lined right up the middle, right behind the pitcher Potts. And 2 runners on for the Blazers with the catcher Jagiela coming to the plate.
Decent day for Jagiela as well. Reaching base 3 times on 2 singles and a walk. And going 2 for 3 on the day.
Jagiela has reached base 3 times. Struck out in his last at-bat. And the pitch chopped over to the third baseman Wires, and the ball is called foul by second base umpire Dave Perry. That was similar to a play we had yesterday in the Kings Metros game 2, where a ball that went right over the third base bag was called foul when it was really fair. But this time in a completely different situation, with the Gens down 7-1, not nearly as close as yesterday. 2 on, 2 outs. Jagiella at the plate. Swung on the miss, and the count now 0-2. Prieto on second, Zestawicki on first. And the right-hander's pitch. Check swing into right field, hooking foul, and the count remains 0-2. Hertzler on deck if it gets to him. He's reached base twice today with an RBI. And the 0-2. Fouled back, and the count remains 0-2. Potts attended Seton Hall his sophomore year. Just under 5 ERA with the Pirates in the spring. And the 0-2. Misses down, and the count 1-2. The Gens, an up and down season. They were playing 500 ball for the first third of the season and went on the big losing streak in the middle third, and the last third of this regular season, their offense woke up and they made it into the playoffs as the 4 seed, hosted the play-in game to get to this matchup with the number 1 Blazers, won that game on Friday, and then yesterday splitting the doubleheader with the number 1 seed Blazers, who have been in first place in the Wolf Division all season long, losing Game 1 7-0, winning Game 2 in a big way 15-7, highlighted by a 8-run 6th inning as that strike at the knees, strike 3 call to Carter Jagiella, and we head to the top of the 9th inning, the last chance for the Gens, and the Blazers are 3 outs away from a berth in the division title game. You're watching NJ College Baseball Nation. A new pitcher on the mound for the Blazers, their 4th of Game 3. And we welcome you back, Aaron Arnstein, alongside Jason O'Connell. The Blazers are 3 outs away from heading to the division championship. The Blazers lead 7-1, 7 runs on 12 hits. And for the Gens, 1 run on 10 hits. Leading things off for Trenton, third baseman Drew Wires, who has struck out twice today. Or excuse me, we have a pinch hitter. And Jack Frankovic will lead things off. So Jack Frankovic now in for the third baseman Wires. Frankovic, a Lehigh product. He'll be a freshman there in the fall. 0 for 1 in Game 2 yesterday in the 15-7 win. Over this very same Blazers squad. First pitch, cut on the miss for strike one. And a new pitcher on the mound, John Neild, right-hander out of Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania, attends Coppin State. Saw time in Coppin State's regional series back in June. It's given up no runs in 3 innings in 3 games for the Blazers in the summer. And the 0-1, waved at and missed. Excuse me, it was no 2 count. Swung on the miss for strike 3.
Number 4.
Ryan Leary now at the plate. Ewing's own Ryan Leary. And when he joined the team his freshman year, they went 2-19. And last year moved to 11-11, 500 club. Leary helped lead Ewing baseball out of the basement. And the pitch, cut on and missed. And Neild is working the off-speed stuff so far this inning, 1-1. And the 1-1 from the right-hander. Misses outside, 2-1. Leary went 0 for 2 with a walk in both games yesterday. And the 2-1. Outside part of the plate, 2-2. Pitch. Fly that into left. Coming on is the left fielder Hoot, and it drops in between the shortstop, left fielder, and third baseman, and a single for Ryan Leary.
Yeah, see if the Generals can build on this and go down. If they're going to go down with a fight here in this top of the ninth.
Kevin Putski pinch hitting for Jake DeClerco, who went 0 for 2 with a walk. Putski out of NJIT, third on the team in walks, with only hitting 186. That runner on first, 1 out. Putski takes a strike and the count 0-1. Putski from Rockaway, New Jersey. Was on SportsCenter's top 10 plays last year after making a game-clinching catch. He leaned over the foul into foul territory to make the catch. Putski went from being on SportsCenter top 10 to being on NJ College Baseball Nation live stream. Big step up.
I'd say so.
And the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, gets away from the catcher Jagiella. Moving over the second is Leary.
With this game, a little surprised we haven't seen many wild pitches.
That's a first.
Yeah, definitely first one I can at least remember in this game.
Scotty Young on deck, if it gets to him. So now 11 hits on the day. And Jason, how many times have you seen that? 1 run on 11 hits.
Yeah, not very common.
Chopped over to the third baseman. Petrich thinks about tagging the lead runner and instead throws to first in time, and Leary moves up to third.
Random stat for you. Matty Wright finishes with the second highest average in Generals history. 381.
This just in, Matty Wright, be a rising freshman at Stony Brook, finishes with the second highest average in Trenton Generals history at 381. So congratulations to Matty Wright. Unless they can pull off a comeback here, it would be a miraculous 2-out rally with the runner on third, down 7-1.
Wouldn't be the weirdest thing to happen, so you never know.
Pitch, fly ball into left. Now the center fielder, Sabater, calls him off and makes the catch. And the Quakertown Blazers are headed to the division final with a 7-1 victory in Game 3 here at Moody Park. 11 runs on 12 hits, and helping them out, only 1 run on 11 hits for the Trenton Generals. A game of missed opportunities. The Blazers took advantage as they have all year long. And Wolf Division's first place team is rightfully moving on to the division final.
Yeah, very rough to go down this way if you're the Generals, getting shut out the last 8 innings. Like you said, 11 hits, a lot of opportunities to score, just unable to convert. As when runners got on, Blazers pitchers seemed to turn it on themselves. So really hate to see the Generals go down this way in the third game, not really putting up a fight in the semifinal. And now we'll just do a lot of praying. In 6 o'clock tonight, Bergen Metros will face off the Kings. And we'll also have to do some more praying Tuesday, see if we can get a Game 3 here if the Kings advance to the finals.
Yeah, we hope this is not the end. I assume, Jason, if the Kings are able to win tonight, which, on the hitting side, they certainly have enough hitting. It's the pitching. How many pitchers do they have? Do they have enough arms to win that game? But I would assume if they win that, we may be going up to Quakertown right with them. And division championship, which the Kings have won it all year long. They've circled this on the calendars against the Blazers, they've gotten the best of the last matchup. In the game before that, they tied. So a big series potentially for them, or could be the number 3 Metros. But we'll find out at 6 p.m. tonight. And you can tune into the Bergen Metros radio broadcast to listen to that one, as that will be played at Overpeck Park. Unfortunately, we will not be making the trip, but who knows? We may be making the trip to Quakertown if the Kings move on Tuesday. But for Aaron Arnstein, alongside my partner, Jason O'Connell, it's been a pleasure bringing you Trenton Generals Baseball, presented to you by NJ College Baseball Nation. The final 7-1, Quakertown advances to the division final. Have a great night, everybody.